I'm obese, shoot me in the belly.
Look at all the space I'm creating, everybody!
Bad monkey, bad monkey. Oh, you got you baited so hard. I don't think I can handle any more of this bot gameplay.
Spilo.
Okay, so true story. I'm actually late because of my cat. Not this one. Where is Grim? He's sleeping on the blanket. I was gonna start stream earlier, but he fell asleep while I was prepping for stream over an hour ago. And I wish I could post the picture. I guess I can't really. But it was the cutest thing. He's this kitten, and it was just the cutest thing. And I literally just had to wait an entire hour because of the stupid cat. I'll see if I can get him in a second. Grim! Alright, you'll have to wait. Remind me, Neo, before you go. I'll show him on stream in a second. But yeah, so old school Spilo stream. Probably won't be very long, probably won't be very big, but we're gonna do things like we used to do just for the kick. We're gonna have a roast session, or as best as I can possibly muster up a roast session. I've got to get those wheels turning at some point. I'm going to do a little bit of Ask Spilo and maybe a little bit of Hammer Time as well. And then just to wrap things up in such a tight little bundle, we are going to raid Cager at the end, who's doing some coaching today. So it's going to be really quite the wonderful stream. Let me get things pulled up. I don't even know which one we should do first, but good to see everybody. Neo, Bread, hey Neo, really an old school stream using a montage from 10 years ago? I mean, yeah, that is an old montage when I actually played the game. You can tell because a lot of like the Rhine Fire Strike things, that's even before I got to GM. That stuff was like when I was like Diamond, when I was a main tank dude. Real Spilo, yeah. Okay. Oh wait. Oh, all right, Neo. I'll get the kitten really fast. Who will be roasted today? I'll show you. Graham. Alright, so you asked for it. You're gonna get it. Let's see if I can change scene so you guys can get the good angle here. Okay, that should be. Hi! Hi! Look! He's a little boy. Hi! Look where I'm snapping. I don't know why that never works. Hi! So he was just sound asleep in my lap for hours. He's a really, really sweet boy, actually. He's a good boy. What? Anyway, okay. I'm gonna go put it back where he was sleeping. He might come over again later. He does. Earlier I was sitting and I just heard a mew and he looked up and he's just looking up at me, and so he sits there until I picked him up. Is he deaf maybe? No, he's not deaf, I don't think. I just don't think he cares. He seems to respond to eating calls very well, but yeah, he's a really good boy. He's exciting, but Amari is very like territorial, but because he's so like, he's not super like crazy up in your face, so they've been getting along relatively well actually. Okay, let's I guess let's get started. You guys want to start with let's start with a review really fast. Let's just start with the roast review, just like old time's sake. Let me take a quick look at the coaching form as well. So this is not so if you guys are asking me about coaching not in voice, this is your other options. A 30-minute gameplay review where it's a lot cheaper, and basically just go through like an old school, it doesn't necessarily even have to be a roast, but just like the old school, just focus on the gameplay, not digging into your life's details. Let me just quickly check over the form. This is technically a Smurf account I use to practice my lesser heroes. Your main is 3.7. Mostly play Tracer. This is a round diamond though, high diamond. I want to learn the fundamentals of Genji gameplay. Okay? I would like you to focus on Genji macro plays more than micro plays. I try to have a 3-hour session daily. So it looks like we're trying to build up like a Genji Tracer hero pool or something like that. Okay, I'm trying to think if I missed anything else. I don't think so. Let me put my earbuds in, my AirPods, and then we'll get rolling. So you guys are gonna have to bear with me. It has been a long time since I've had a proper roast session. Shockingly, I'm actually not much. I'm not a mean guy when I'm actually coaching offside of stream. I'm usually fairly nice with how I coach, just because that's how I prefer coaching. But I got into the roast coaching because it was fun, and I remember this was back when my stream was super dead, and I had a really hard time staying energized. I don't know why I'm typing diamond. So I would just start roasting for fun. And then things went from there, and a lot of the roast, kind of like, not the roast, but like the tough love and the kind of insulting but being funny about it, was something I used to do with kids a lot. Kids always really enjoyed when I would quote unquote roast them. I assume this is Faflet is what we're looking at here. So I kind of took the same kind of mindset with children, because kids have a better sense of humor about it than most adults do, and then applied it to streams. So you guys are gonna have to be patient with me. I'm gonna be absolutely horrible. Your points for wasted. Oh, find a new insult. Oh, lucky. Oh, lucky. You don't just you're gonna have to be patient. You're just gonna have to be patient. I gotta get warmed up. Okay. Hello, Cager. Hopefully you're still streaming. I will raid you if you're the stream will probably be about an hour and a half, Cager. So if you're still streaming, then I will toss you. You have some redeems. Yeah. Oh, hydrate. I don't have water with me. You guys are gonna have to wait on that. Okay. Let's get started then. Okay. So Genji basically is all about, like, it's gonna be about like how you're positioning yourself around high grounds, because the reason why high grounds are really good with Genji is because it allows you to take good angles, but then also have, the key thing is, it's not just about the angle though, it's the fact that high ground gives you an escape option. You can go top if they go top, then you go bottom, you go back and forth. Like right now, if you were to take damage right now, it would be as simple as you just dropping down into cover and then retaking this position again. Like the thing with Genji is it's using that position not just because it allows you for better offensive pressure, but because it's just a free escape route. Wall climb is just busted. Double jump is just busted. It's not just about your dash and deflect. So like the problem with this here is you look at this engage and you're like, okay, maybe he survives this, but the problem with where you, it's not about using your dash aggressively being the problem here. The problem is that where you use your dash aggressively too. You used it aggressively, you didn't get the kill, but then look at where you ended up. At where, like, what about this position is going to allow you to survive? Maybe you can get the jump pad, maybe you can get back to your team, but that's not necessarily going to be the case here. If you had used a dash and you end up in a position like where it's an easier wall climb, maybe, but this does not seem good. This seems ill-advised. You see, like, a better team punishes you there instantly. It would have been better for you to just simply stand here. Why is this still not 10 seconds? This is not, I set it to 10 seconds. I swear, did you guys see that? Am I deaf and blind as well? But like right here, like I'm like, just shoot. People are always like, well, who should I go as this Genji? Just freaking shoot. Just shoot. Once you have a position like this, you could shoot Pharah, you could throw some shurikens on Ana. If Hog comes up here, Hog is screwed. You just pump damage into his fat, ugly face, and then you just keep going from there. Okay? The reason why that's important is like, people always get obsessed over like whether I should be using dash aggressively or not, but the problem is it's so much easier to make that decision if you're just positioned, like if you're thinking about where you need to go in the first place. Anyway. Hello, Dashi. Okay, so we're gonna drop. Did you just like AI switch off for a second here? Are you playing on like a mouse pad the size of like a thumbnail? Like, I'm sorry.
The objective is now active.
Did you just hit the power button? What happened? Huh, whoops, turn off my monitor for a second, my bad. Like, I don't even have an insult for that. That's just weird, man. But yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, okay, you suck. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. You use this position. This fight has been lost for ages. Like, you guys have lost this fight for ages. So now we're just talking about the micro or the macro because it's relevant. This is good because, like, you think about like this Hog. Like, what is he gonna do? Is he's gonna shoot you? You're gonna drop. You're gonna get healed. You're gonna drop back up again. It's just gonna be impossible for him to do anything about you. This fight is lost. But in theory, if this fight had not been lost 6 years ago, then that position would have been relevant. It's like his mouse battery just died. Okay. Our healer, okay, there. Okay, we're gonna walk forward. Gonna shoot shurikens. I really love how much we're feeding Zarya Bubble Charge. I love that as a class that can like actually precisely aim your shurikens. You're finding new and creative ways to like that. Like, okay, the initial burst, I guess, but like, I don't know. That just seemed kind of silly. More charge. That's good. Good. Keep feeding. You've actually done more to hurt your team than help your team so far. Okay, this is fine. Okay, this is good. I swear your reaction speed is like prehistoric. Like, okay, this is fine. You've got a nice angle here. You need to be aware of that you're waiting for Remac or something. I don't know what. Okay, it feels like you're waiting for Remac at this point. So then you just need to play to survive. You almost die. You miss your dash. I probably would just take this angle and just keep shooting. Like, I think what you're doing is probably okay. You just need it needs to be crispy. Like right now, it's kind of like watching like a 75-year-old man used to playing backgammon, and you're like trying to play like ultimate frisbee. It's like you can't bring the walker onto the turf field. Like what is this? What is this? I swear you're like this is bizarre. It's like you saw, oh yeah, the Genji, the dash right-click combo, right? But, what? Hello? Is anybody home? What? I'm sorry. It gets better the more I watch it. Okay, we gotta watch this again. All right, 0.25. There's a tracer. Dash. Oh, we missed it. Okay, that's bad enough. And then, what are you doing? This is not even bronze level. This is your brain and your arm. Like the connection is raw. Do you get quadruple digit like MS time? Yeah, good. At that point, you just embrace the failure. At least it's funny now. It was pathetic, and now it's at least a little bit funny. Wow. Wow. You wanted me to not talk about micro stuff. But that's like saying, listen, I came here to get therapy for not any of my physical features, but you have like 25-foot long like fingernails. It's really, really hard not. I don't know why I used a southern female accent there, but that was that. It's really hard to not say anything about the micro because it's just so juicy. Okay. It's really just horrible cooldown usage. Again, the micro is just so tantalizing, right? Just, you miss the right click, then you deflect for no reason. Like, you really don't want to be using a deflection like that early, because now you're like, oh, now I have to leave. You had HP to play with there. You make sure that she's actually focusing you. I don't know. You guys are kind of getting snowballed here. You've had a couple of really, really crappy fight losses, just like losing to one ult, and then it's just kind of snowballing you from here. Thankfully, I was scared that this was only going to be 2 rounds. You serious? That was good. I've missed these. I've missed these. I feel youthful invigoration coursing through my... I don't know why I had the urge to say groin there. I meant like loins, but that just... What are loins? Legitimately, like, what are loins? Loins. What are loins? The part of the body of the quadruped on either side of the backbone between the ribs and the hips. So like here? Okay. Just realized that like loins, like one of those words, I don't even know exactly what it is. Okay, there you go. So this is fine. Pork loins. What? Why do I look in the chat and the first thing I see is pork? Oh, yeah, I guess we were talking about loins a little bit. Probably would have preferred to right click into the melee there. Like you can one-shot tracers with that, even if it's just body shots. So like this is exactly what we're talking about as Genji, because you're kind of like gatekeeping good positions. Because remember, we always say this with like heroes like Diva, we say this with heroes like Tracer. It's not just about you taking a position and doing something good with it. It's also about when you take this position, the enemy team cannot take it. Like if you're that Hanzo Ana, you would just love if you could go high ground. You would just love, it'd be so much better than where you are, but because you're here, they don't want to. And the problem with Genji, at least the problem with dealing with Genji, it is not easy to get rid of him, right? You could shoot him, but if it's like a Cassidy or anything else, like you could shoot them and make them drop, right? But a Genji, he takes a little bit of damage, he drops, and then he wall climbs and he's right back up there again. It's very, very difficult to do that with Genji, and especially because of the way he moves and like can use cover and wall climb and jive, like it's so hard to like actually pin him down and clear him out. I mean, it's the same thing with tracers, right? Like it's just your mobility, your movement, your ability to access high ground carefully, and then your double defensive cooldown makes you very difficult to remove. Okay. So like you don't even necessarily need to shoot the squishies here. Just shoot the hog, yeah. As long as you're aware of like them possibly pushing you up there. I don't not quite my tempo, right? I don't like you having to use deflect when you're not actually being threatened here, right? Like being here and having deflect if they push you or for hook is really important. But then you do this. We don't like that, right? We don't like that. You need to just throw shurikens on the Ana, throw shurikens on the hog, move in a way to where you don't have to deflect the Hanzo, okay? Not quite. Because now it's like, uh-oh, it's easier for them to push you out. You see that? You're at more of a risk. Thankfully, you had help. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. That was good. That was really good. That's exactly what we're talking about with Genji. You use that high ground position, you gatekeep it from the enemy team, and then the supports are in a crafty position, and then you can then later use it to then actually go kill people. Fight's lost. See? Okay. Okay. All right. Let's actually use our brains just a little bit and not do things like this, okay? Now, I understand if you are an Overwatch League Genji, maybe you go for this play, maybe you get the kill. I want to assure you that if you indeed were an Overwatch League Genji, I would tell you, hey, moron, shoot the Zarya. She can't live. She's dead. Because again, the problem with this dash is that you don't know anything about the status of her cooldowns, you don't know anything about the status of her HP, and you have absolutely no escape route whatsoever. And the thing is you don't even need to make a play here. The play's already been made. The fight's won. Hold your position, shoot the stupid, fat, ugly Russian... she's not really fat or ugly, but shoot the stupid... What is she? She's a weightlifter, right? Is she a scientist? Shoot the Zarya and then win off of that. You don't need to do anything. Just shoot them. Hey, I'm Russian. We have to equally offend here. Okay, this is just silly. Like if you don't instantly get the kill here, then you're screwed. Again, it's not the fact that you're dashing for the kill. It's the fact that there is no escape afterwards. There's no if this Ana has nade, it's over. Goodbye. Do you know if this Zarya has bubble? No, well, actually, to be fair, you did see it on the Hanzo, but it's like, I mean, look at you. You're like a stupid gnat. You know, like, look at that. It's already done. Shut up, Locky. Olympic weightlifter, okay. Okay. Really, 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 really sloppy. If you had just simply held the angle and shot, instead of going for the RKO, you would have been fine. See, this is good. This is that was good, because at least here you're like, okay, you don't have to commit until you see the opportunity. The RKO is best when it comes out of nowhere. I swear, you have like this mental delay. It's like things happen and then you're like, react. Wait. Don't know. Get! Bro, you don't have cooldowns. might be able to blade this. Nice! 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 That was good! Good. Sombra first. Force her out. Nice. Good! You're old? How old are you? I want to know so I can use the proper insensitive insult. 20? Oh my gosh, this guy. You just need to learn from me. Have like the looks of a 20-year-old, but the wisdom of a 40-year-old. I think this is okay, because again, like if you commit the dash, you get the clear, then you can disengage, you're okay. I also think Genji's really quite good at clearing off enemy DPS. Like you can commit the dash and then just force them out. It's not bad. Okay, again, like, do you see how, like, because of this position that you're in? To be clear, if this was me on Zenyatta, you would already be dead because you were discorded. Because you walked through a wall, and then he just didn't use the wall hacks on you, so just be aware of that. Do you see again here? Like, let's look at this engage again. What I would rather have you do is if you can, like, mentally... I mean, I guess it's hard for you to be able to dash in here and the wall climb up here. But, like, do you see how, like, you as Genji, like, if you're able to dash like this, even though this isn't technically high ground, but they kind of use your wall climb and then up and then dodge the corner and then deflect. Like, again, this fight is lost, so I don't think this is, like... But it's all about, like, you... hold a good position, you look for an opportunity to commit if you need to, and then what you do is you use your deflect, your wall climb, your double jump, all those things as ways of buying you time to get out again. Does that make sense? It's kind of like you go in with Monkey, and then you use your bubble and your jukes and corner to kind of like allow you to continue to survive and stay in that position. Or a Diva flying in and then using her Matrix. It's like you have all these things that allow you to stay in longer or get out safely. But the problem with you is a couple times we've seen you commit, but like when you're here, there's nowhere, there's no cover, there's nowhere for you to wall climb, there's nowhere for you to deflect to, there's nowhere for you to go. Okay. Nah. So here's a little thing. I think this is okay, but this is where like Genji differs a little bit from other flankers. Now, if you were a Tracer player, I'd be all in this. But I'm not a huge fan of Genji's like playing completely outside of their team's LOS most of the time. Maybe if there's like a Widow that you're trying to flank on like one shot, maybe. I don't understand that there's a Zen here that you're trying to sneak up on, but like you could just go with your team here and then off angle like push up this way, or to go with your team and then like jump up to here. You know what I'm saying? I don't love like think about like right now, if you get caught out here, there's nowhere because it's flat, especially there's nowhere like really, there's nothing for you to really do over here. You kind of see what I'm saying? Okay, this is better. And then now as your teams walk forward, this is good, right? But you see this position is good. Think about it this way. This position is good, but why did you have to go this way to get there? Do you see what I'm saying? It would have been fine for you to go with your team and then take the exact same position, and it would not have cost you your deflect. You play Overwatch League in the past? Play Overwatch League? Yes. I slapped Shadowburn's delicate red butt cheeks and raised him as a child. We went outside, trained every single morning, rain or shine. I don't know why I specifically said delicate red butt cheeks, but when I said I raised him as an infant, that's the first thing I thought of. Hot take, infants are not actually that cute. I guess it depends on the infant, maybe. I grew up with a lot of babies. Maybe it's just because we were all bald. I swear, all the kids in my family were bald when we were kids. Okay, I'm zoning here. Okay, never mind. You guys are just being disagreeable. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, just go with your team and then split as you push with your team. Because the problem with Genji is it's not like you're a tracer that can just kind of go off on your own because you have so much self-sustain, or a hog because you have so much self-sustain, or a soldier, or even a Sombra because you're invisible, right? You have to kind of like play around your team sightlines as best as you can. Your child is? I'm still struggling with the fact that you actually birthed a child. I was thought for sure that, like, if Loki has a child, it's gonna be the world's first asexual, like, reproduction cycle. But, like, you can kind of see what I'm talking about here, okay? You off-angle here, you flank. But if you get caught here, you're fine. You have cooldown, you have your deflect. If you dash this baby diva and don't get the kill, you're still fine. You have multiple tools to be able to get out. Wall climb, double jump, deflect. You have all of these things here. And then if we continue to play along the fight, again here, you deflect, you wall climb up, or you have your dash again, and then you're good to go. You die, but I honestly think like a lot of this just will just need to be a little bit like mechanically cleaner.
My ultimate is ready.
Your ultimate is ready. Cannot wait. Nice. Nice. You sit in the VOD just for your blades, didn't you? You wished desperately for me to say, wow, fafflet. What's a fafflet? What's a fafflet? What is wrong with you people? What happened to, like, creative or cool sounding names? Look at this. Thog. No Kuna. Malatesta? That sounds like a variation, like, that sounds like a testicular cancer. Peg... Jessix? Sagging sheep? Guys, we can do so much better. It's either, like, disgusting sexual innuendo or the most stupid names of all time. Fafflet. Sounds like one of the really like one of the Pokemon that they just wish they released, and they're like, ah, man, we really should not have released that. I'm getting like Fafflet. Oh, Fafflet is the it's like the Pikachu's younger, uglier like variation. Okay, what's happening here? Nice. Okay, just shooting. Seriously, what is a Fafflet? I have to assume it is something, because nobody would actually on purpose like choose a name like that unless it was something else already. Like, at least you could blame old people if it was an actual word or something. Oh yeah, whoever decided that should be a thing, right? Maybe it's ironic. Maybe Fafflet's like meant to inspire such like hilarity on the enemy team. Like, oh, look, Fafflet! That then they underestimate you. You're kidding. So do, re, mi, fa? You named yourself after a fa? It's somehow worse than I thought. Fa. Holy cow. No, please tell me this didn't just happen. Do you not know how like the turrets work? Okay. Yeah. One of these days you're gonna learn. Okay. Listen. quick little life hack, okay? Remember the Hanzo little dookie on the last round? I know you think that you're protecting your hog, but you're not. You're not. Your hog will either die or live, and you will have nothing to do with it. I know you're thinking maybe nade, maybe sleep dart. You have to understand that if your deflect is used before you've actually committed or been committed on, you're up the river without a paddle. You're down the hole without a ladder. You're stuck outside without an umbrella or something, okay? You're in serious trouble, okay? Because you want to be able to fight on this angle here, or fight here and shoot people, or maybe like look around here and shoot, give a little, right? But you can't do that if you don't have your deflect. And not only does it cost you your deflect, but because you're a little stupid, okay? It also costs you your dash. It's gonna force you to grab a health pack, and now you're a complete non-factor in the fight. Okay, so please do not waste your deflect before the fight starts, because it allows you to actually contribute to the fight. Remember what we said about Discord wall hacks? Good gracious, man! What is wrong with you? It's like the fruit medley of VOD review. It's finding new and creative ways to disappoint me with flavor. It's like you look like a octogenarian strapped to a keyboard playing a game that you never played before, and then you didn't know how to play fundamental Genji, and then now all of a sudden we're just dying to random things, right? We don't know how Discord works. Do I have to tell you how Discord works? Maybe you just need to be punished by more often. Like that's the key here, ladies and gentlemen. We need more punishment, okay? Every single time you fail to get Discord, I hope you die. Okay? Hey, good, nice. Doing a whole lot of nothing. Oh, good. The one thing that you didn't need to do when you were 2 up, you did. Oh, look at that. Surely we're gonna win this fight, right? Surely. What is wrong with you, man? Like, the only possible way you guys could lose this is if you go in for a troll play and kill. Ah! Why? Just shoot! Walk forward and shoot! Unbelievable. Doing the best parent cosplay? Yeah, apparently. Okay. So now they're playing mystery heroes of ways that we can make our Genji sad. Okay. That was pathetic. Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Nano, whole hog, grab, trance. It's not the end of the world. I'm gonna give you a hard time, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I will say this though. This is why. Okay, I'm gonna have a quick little tangent here. It is helpful as Genji to pre-position your blade so that you can avoid some of this crap. Like if you think this right here, you see how gross this feels for a blade? Imagine if you were playing like shooting and then you were able to like set up your blade from in here, just say like on an enemy. Imagine if you asked from Nano here and then would like zoom and then choppity. You could get the one shot right through it, right? So what I'm saying, Bandot, your name doesn't make any sense either. What I'm saying is if you could set up better for your blades, then you will have to worry less about this crap. If you can make the Zarya like actually have to turn around and grab behind her, it will be easier. Like I get it, everybody dashes into the air, but sometimes against comps like this, you just have to be a little bit sneakier with it. So something that you can do, and you're also playing at a ranked where like at least some form of communication is probably pretty reasonable. Like this is too easy for them to deal with, right? Too easy for them to deal with. I don't know why you're laughing. The bar has been set way too low for you guys. I'm fumbling the only thing flatter than this guy's name are my jokes. And somehow, I don't know if you guys are just being nice. I don't know if this is like your good deed of the day. Good, no deflect. No, no, please. I beg of you. I'm on my knees. Please do not use your deflect before the fight starts. Please, 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 please. Just shoot and play cover and use the cover as your deflect. Okay, we get a nice sleep dart. That's going to delay it long enough. Okay, this is probably fine here. See, I don't like this either. I don't like this either, okay? A good Genji doesn't get his deflect forced like this, right? You see how you're like walking out here and then you're like, oh shoot, deflect? No, 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 no. This deflect is what would allow you, if this guy wasn't like a dribbling moron, would have allowed you to, I mean, honestly, if you wanted to commit with the bomb, to dash in, wall climb, and then deflect afterwards, right? It's what buys you time. It's what buys you escape options. It's a dual tool, right? It's not, oh, maybe these guys are gonna shoot my deflect and I'm gonna get a 6K, right? That doesn't happen at a certain point. If you're in bronze, sure, walk out of the high ground in Nepal village or whatever, mash the E and enjoy the 75% ult charge from that completely blind enemy team. But you're not, that doesn't happen anymore. If I were to ask you, how many times do you get deflects that are even this relevant, right? Because for whatever reason, that Zenyatta decided to launch a right click directly at your stupid stinking corpse, and that actually helped you kill the Cassidy. But how many times does that actually even happen at this, like, look at that, look at that. How many times does that actually happen? Almost never. We've seen it like 4 or 5 times already just this game, and it's done jack all. Instead, what it's meant that you've been is completely useless and incompetent, and your ability to contest flanks afterwards when it actually matters. That's like saying, guys, I bought this brand new Maserati. I'm gonna run tire circles and do like tail spins or do donuts in the Food Lion parking lot. Why? That's not what it's for, you moron. Like, this isn't 1300 SR anymore. Because, like, look right now, you don't win this duel anymore because you don't have your stinking deflect. It would have been better for you not to kill the Cassidy and for you to have your deflect to keep staying here than it is for you to go for the stupid brain dead cheese kill just because the stupid Omnic is a literal AI in real life. Look at you. You don't proactively use deflect. You're not necros fishing for grabs. Get out of here, man. Okay, so like we have some real issues. We have some real issues with I think there's like, I definitely think one thing I should say to every Genji, if you've not been reviewed with me before, like I don't even think you've necessarily been making this mistake too much, but it just needs to be said, okay? You need to think about the high grounds and the positions and use that with the positions that you're holding. Like, I would say this position is probably fine, maybe over this position, because honestly, this angle is just kind of dookie, right? I don't like it. So this position is probably better. But if whenever you can, try and use high grounds because it's what allows you to, like, think about like that second round where you're able to stay up there, you're able to do a ton of damage, prevent the enemy team from taking those good positions. Perfect. But the other thing with Genji that you're really crap in the bed with, okay, is that it's not just your ability to wall climb and dash. Dash. Well, actually, no. It's not just your ability to wall climb and double jump that makes you really good at controlling off angles. It's also your dash and deflect, because it's so stinking hard to get rid of you. And then when you do get rid of you, you just dash out and nothing happens. If you just sat here and just shot shurikens and were able to like use a little bit of juke stuff and not get flash fan, and then you would have your deflect and dash, it would be actually so hard for them to push into you. That's like what like DPS utility is used for. Like, imagine if a Cassidy was here and you were on the enemy team. It would be really scary for you to push into here, not because of his mouse 1 or mouse 2, but because of his flash. Same thing with Ana. You're scared to push an Ana in here with nade. For you, it's the dash and deflect. These guys cannot push you in here safely if you have your dash and deflect. But if you use them to try and fish for a stupid shot from across the map, or maybe they'll shoot it, then you're going to really, really reduce your ability to hold good angles, which hurts not only you, because then you got to run away or die, or Or it also means that the enemy team can then take this position away. I want to present to you the metaverse, the multiverse. In a world where this Zenyatta has functioning brain cells, you deflect here. This Zenyatta and Cassidy, okay, he dies to the bomb, whatever. This Zenyatta and Cassidy are then able to push you out because you no longer have dash. They walk in, they're gonna flash, you're gonna either die or dash out, and then now this Zenyatta and Cassidy have this entire side of the map to push your team as they will. So I really want you to just simply look for positions where you can utilize your ability to wall climb and double jump to put pressure on the enemy team and prevent them from taking the space. And in the same breath, on the same line, deflect must be saved. Whenever you possibly can, save it. I understand there will be opportunities where you see a good deflect. Fine. I'm not saying never use it before the fight's true. Just understand that it is an expense if it's used before the fight. You lose it. Well, the thing is, THK, is if I'm Zenyatta and this Genji doesn't have deflect, then I would push him. I am a mechanical freak on the Omnic, but I would push him. Doesn't have deflect? Okay. See ya, scrub. I win that duel. Like, deflect is so important. It's the threat of deflect is really important. Even in higher rings, it's really important. Exactly, question 87. Like, not quite that egregious, but yeah, you make your point. You make your point. It's what that cooldown allows you to be able to hold a position because, yeah, that's a good analogy. Do you have any questions? Fafflet? Good gosh, man. Like, say these things out loud before you type them on your computer. Please, I beg. Ask Spilo. Oh gosh. I can already feel my IQ points skyrocketing downwards. Let's get our epic pin up. I haven't used epic pin in a long time, and it's gonna ask me something stupid. I just know it. What is this? I know. I've done this, chat. I've said click here to download, and please go away, Overwatch. And it didn't do anything. Okay. Tips for recreating a collegiate Overwatch team. Currently have 4 players. We're looking to form 2 teams of 5. Would be best to look for new people. I don't know. I would probably say look for good attitudes. Everybody always knows that though. And look for like people that like really love the game. Like those are the 2 good things. Like it's hard to teach. It's hard to train good attitude quickly. Like that takes time. But you also can't like. It's not just good enough to have good attitude people. You need people that are like actually like really passionate about the game. Like you're lucky enough to play a game where like you don't need like physical gifted players necessarily. Really anybody can get good at Overwatch theoretically. So you need to find the intangibles and try and build around those whenever you can. I mean, I wouldn't hire a bronze player necessarily because not only are they really bad, but you don't even know if they like the game or not because they don't play it enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't be bronze. But yeah, is stream frozen for anybody else? Help! Is it frozen? I'm scared. No. Ha! But I'm not a collegiate expert. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Baggins knows a little bit more about collegiate than I do. By a little bit, I mean significantly more. When you were climbing through the ranks working with players, when did you know when to move on with a new learning goal? Currently I'm working in a position, I feel like I'm doing really well at every game. Oh, I mean, actually, I just reviewed with this person. So for those of you guys that don't know the answer because you didn't review with this person, basically, when you feel like you've made like significant improvement at it, and then you move on. You don't master goals. Like nobody's gonna master a goal. Imagine you're coaching like I don't know what's a stupid European. Oh, I got it. Cristiano Ronaldo. I can't. Okay, can you imagine if he was like 9 or 10 years old and his coach had been like, "You're not running a." Okay, I can't think of an analogy for football. you're not running at like Olympic speed yet, so we're going to keep practicing speed until you do so, and then I'm going to allow you to practice kicking soccer. Like any improvement that's permanent is good improvement, even if it's 5%, 10%, 2%, 20%. It just has to be permanent. That's the goal. So if you make any improvement at a skill set, even if it's not like perfect, if it's better, that's time to move on. Because the key thing is if you stick with something for too long, then you risk like burning yourself out training, but you also risk like plateauing hard. Like the mind needs something new. When playing tank, how do you handle enemy Echo or Pharah? If you're playing Sigma, you don't. Oh. I mean, the thing with Sigma is you can't directly, but like if you hit a couple shots on them, I mean, Pharah is usually going to be played completely out of your line of focus. But like the key thing is that like a lot of the times people forget with Echo or Pharah is they're still reliant off of team timing. This might be a little tip that might help you. They're still reliant off of team timing. So like a good Echo or a good Pharah will play passively, and then they're going to have to try and crank up the aggression once the tank takes aggression. So what you could do is you could be thinking, like look back at the VOD and be like, when is that Echo Pharah like having like huge impact? And then be like, could I have been doing something at that point in time? Could I have been exploiting the fact that they're missing a support on the rest of their team? Am I forgetting about the Echo Pharah at these crucial moments? Like that's how like barrages always happen, right? It's always like, oh, I forgot that she was there and then she just killed 6, right? Things like that are something to look at. Understandably, as Sigma, you can't directly do a lot to her necessarily, or either of them. But then the question is then, okay, they're losing a support. What's stopping you from doing something else more elsewhere? That's the real question. Yeah, you could be supporting your hit scan. You could literally just be like killing their other support over and over and over again. You could be winning the tank duel, punishing them for having like only one support on their tank line, completely shutting down their other DPS. Like the key thing is everybody knows then, oh, then focus not the Pharah. But then you really have to ask yourself, are you actually not focusing the Pharah Echo? If you can't do anything about the Echo Mercy, are you really punishing them for having resources tied into that? Because people will say that they know that, but then they don't do anything about it. It's like me telling you guys need to be getting more sleep. But you're not doing it. So I'm going to keep saying it. Maybe eventually it will get through your thick skulls, but if it doesn't, I'm still right. So that'd be my first thing is like, look at when they're getting value and see if there's anything you do about it. And then also be like, okay, well then, am I really doing something about it? I mean, it really is one person not on the battlefield when it comes to the Mercy. She is usually not in a position to support her team at all. So do something about it. Is there a good at-home workout plan routine you can recommend? I'm too far from any gym. I don't know. But I will say this. If you do your own research and you come up with something, send it to me and I'll skim over it and let you know what I think. I'm not like a fitness science expert, but I do know a pretty decent amount about it, so I'll look at it for you. The key thing that you need to be looking for is something that's like simple and also like not overwhelming in terms of like time commitment at the start. Because if you're looking to build muscle and stamina, like you already I mean, even for somebody like you, it's like something simple is still good. I mean, I started with like P90X back in the day, but I think P90X has like been like great, but also it's like really kind of long and it's a little outdated. There are better things out there. I've heard Athlete X probably, but that one might be a little bit too intensive. I think that probably uses a gym as well. I don't know, mate. Yeah, just do your own research and then message me. I'll help us. P90, haha. Power 90. That was like 2001, wasn't it? That was ages ago. That was before even my time. Yeah, trash cans. Keep all your helpful, important discussion out of Ask Spilo. Baggins is right, but yeah. Get RKO'd. How do you play Paraiso? How do I play a Paraiso? You hold the front high on defense. You're going to hold the front high ground as best as you can. And then you're going to try and also exploit the high ground on second point as well. And you're also going to exploit the high ground on third point as well. All 3 points, unless you're spawn camping on like second point or third point, you want to try and use the high grounds, because the high grounds are not like super impactful like Hollywood level, but they are very important. And then on attack and first point, you kind of have to bait and be sneaky and tricky on first, second, in particular, because like trying to get them off of high ground, trying to force a split. And then third point, Grim, where's my cat? Where is he? I don't know, I think he's over there. And third point, the high ground's not quite as strong, but I think you can path around right side and help clear it out while you're pushing card on main. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm trying to give you like super general feedback in Powder ISO, because it's all like, it's going to depend on the composition you're playing, but I think high ground is important if you can control it or avoid it. How do you self-review? What has been said here? Yeah, I would trust Natter. Natter probably gives good advice in this. I could just tell you that what you need to do is you need to kind of like look at every single team fight and be like, is there anything that I could, like, was there anything that I could I have positioned better? Could I have used my cooldowns better? Do it over and over and over and over again. And try and find general patterns. That's the key thing. You need to find general patterns. And the other thing, the number one thing I would tell people that are getting into self-reviewing is be patient. I was a coach. I'd done a million reviews. And when I first started self-reviewing, I had a really hard time. It is hard to review your own play because you're like, because what happens is you understand the justification for some of the mistakes that you made. But just because there's a justification for it, or you can come up with a justification for it, doesn't mean it's not a mistake. That's the key thing. Like I can say, I'm not working out today, or I'm not doing this because I'm tired. That's not necessarily a lie, but just because it's true doesn't mean that's a good enough justification. And that's something that you have to rep out over and over and over again. And always try and aim for simple answers. A lot of people, when you first get into self-review, get into like the details of a matchup, or, oh, I shouldn't have used deflect there. Like, the reason why I was flaming the Genji player just recently for deflect is because that's something that was happening consistently. It was a pattern. If it happens once, or, oh, I should have gone for that dash there, or I should blade closer to point. If you start having like detail here, detail there, detail there, detail there, it's not a very impactful, not a very useful review. Try and find consistent, simple things that you can work on. Getting better, but you're not going up in the ranks. No, there is nothing that you can do to fix that outside of just getting better faster. The Overwatch player base as a whole has definitely got better, but if you're getting better at the same rate as the rest of the plats and the golds and whatever, then no. It also could be at the pace if you're getting better. If you've gotten better instantly in like the past week, you could have just had an unlucky streak. But if you've been getting better for a long time, a long time, and you're still not winning, then you are not getting better at a fast enough rate, or you're overestimating the rate at which you're getting better. If all players on team are tireless, do you coach? I do a little bit of both. I definitely coach them like usual. But I also try and give, like in the past, I try to give a little bit more space to see which players like kind of step up in different situations. So it depends. It depends. I had the idea one time of doing, when coaching a team, of like having some of the players lead reviews for trials and see how they like interact with each other and see how like they see the game as well. Like as part of the trial, them doing a VOD review as a team without a coach leading it. Kiriko guide. Things to look at with Kiriko would be how you can use your teleporter. That's probably the most important thing, to be frank. That's more important than her invulnerability, I think. That's more important than her primary fire, more important than probably even her ultimate, is how you're able to use teleporter. And by that I mean, like, are you able to take aggressive positions with it? Are you able to help aggressively? Is it more a defensive tool? How can you combo that with wall climb to buy yourself more time, like the Genji we just talked about? And then I'd also would want to see like how often, like can you combo that with like using your E as a defensive cooldown at the same time to buy more time? And then I think like her ultimate has to be like something that's not super intuitive. Maybe it is super intuitive, but I would be curious to see if her ultimate is super intuitive to how to use. You'd want to put some attention and reps into seeing how you use her ultimate. I'll be happy to help you with this though, if you'd like. With the last week of Overwatch 1 approaching, what are some skills that will not carry over to Overwatch 2? Like you said, the tank synergy is not going to be super good. I'm trying to think. What are some? That's a great question. I mean, it's not super impactful, but it's an interesting question. What are some skills that will not carry over? One that is not as good. This is a really niche detail, but if sitting there and just farming an ultimate, like a support ultimate, is like not as easy at all in Overwatch 1 because of how much Overwatch 2 with how much less ult charge you get. It was still done in Overwatch League a little bit, but it's a lot less powerful. Playing for the objective alone is also less powerful. So like stacking up the 6 and running it down like Hive Mind is a little bit less. We saw it briefly with Junker Queen, but for the most part that's not as impactful. Definitely less of a passive, like less sitting. You're right. Yeah, right. But the reason why I'm hesitating to say that's a good thing is I don't see like the passive approach ever being the best way of playing the game, even in Overwatch 1 either. At least in terms of like literally AFKing behind tanks and heal. Like heal botting was never good in Overwatch 1. It is actively awful in Overwatch 2. Like you could heal bot and find relative value if you didn't feed for like the plat, you know, maybe a little higher, but like heal botting was never good in Overwatch 1 even. So I don't even know if that would describe it. You're going to get punished more for it. Yeah, sure. The major change in the mindset is just everything's more dynamic. Like you're not going to die more necessarily, but you're going to die more if you don't pay attention to your surroundings more. Let's put it that way. Like if supports are AFKing, standing still, then you're going to have a much harder time. And I've talked a lot about this in some of my reviews, but you just need to be more dynamic. And that doesn't necessarily mean more like dynamic running away. It can be more dynamic running too, you know? Heal bot's not going to work. Working as a team is extra important. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Teamwork is very important in Overwatch 2. People are complaining about the deathmatch feel, but it's only deathmatch feel if you're not able to like sync up. It's just slightly faster paced, I think, is the only way I'd say. Like once team fights actually break out, you can still play it very, very slow, but like there's just one fewer person on the battlefield. Okay. You guys have any last questions? Cager, did you end stream? Man! You're kidding! Even if you can't control your teammates, do you still... Yeah, you still want to play around whenever you can. Man! Cager has bad internet? Man! Haha. Did you do... Yeah, face cam was fun. I was like, hey, that's Cager. I know him. Was not expecting you to stream today. I mean, yeah. It was on the schedule. Y'all need to check the schedule. I put it on the schedule. I didn't even say maybe we'll stream. I said, yes, we're streaming. Can't help it. Can't help it if y'all don't read. Huh. All right. No, read the schedule. Read it. It says Tuesday, Thursday, and then if I have something on the weekend, I put something in there. Guys, guess what? I have something planned next weekend. I'm assuming that's going to be able to work out. Good. Gosh, man. Common Cager L. Yeah, no kidding. When have you kept to a schedule? Okay, listen. Listen, I've done a good job. I've done well. The only reason I was even late today was because of the kitten. It's not my fault. Is it time to bully Cager? I don't know. Is it a day ending with a Y? All right. Joking aside. Ha ha. Joking aside. We're going to end stream. Short stream. Next week. Last Overwatch 1 week. Period. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's it. That's it. That's all we got. Also, I might have some exciting news for Thursday's stream because I have one coaching session still left. Actually, you know what would be funny? Okay, here I'm gonna announce it in stream right now. Okay, I am doing a Twitter giveaway for the last Overwatch 1 coaching session I'm going to do for free. So it will be on Twitter. I'll do something about it. It'll be something like cringe, like give me your social security number, your credit card details, and you'll get, something like that. The last coaching one Overwatch. So basically what ended up happening is like I didn't have people could not do my Thursday at 2 to 3 for whatever reason. That was the only slot that I've not been able to fill like this past week. So what I was thinking was like, that's my last session anyway. So why not end it with a bang? You know what I'm saying? Do something fun. So I'm just going to give it for free. So you don't have to be in voice. If you don't want to be in voice, you don't even have to be there. You can just send in a replay code like we did today. But it will be my last coaching session ever. In fact, you know what I should probably do? I should definitely do a roast session. I don't know. I feel like for good old times. What do you guys think? I feel like that has to be. I feel like if I'm too nice or going too in detail, I think that it has to be a roast session. Okay, we'll do a roast session. Dude, okay, listen, I did okay today. I wasn't too bad with Genji. I had some moments. And that will be on Thursday. Tuesday, normal. Thursday will be mostly normal. Saturday, I have a collab, I think, planned with somebody who I think you guys will be excited to see. And on Saturday, I have Overwatch 2 coaching scheduled, actually. I have a Contenders player who will be getting coached on stream, I believe. So that will be Overwatch 2. Your first taste of Overwatch 2 coaching will be this Saturday. And then Tuesday, I'm probably just going to do stream the game. I don't think I'm going to be doing any coaching this day. So we're just going to roll it up. So we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Okay, I'm going to toss the host off to MacGyvery. Not sure who this person is, but they look nice and they're playing Ana, so that's always a plus. And I will chat with you guys on Tuesday. Exclamation mark coaching for Overwatch 2 coaching. And get ready to raid out, boys and girls. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hop in. Hop in. Don't forget, the new way of doing things is for me to scream at the end of the stream as we're about to raid. 3, 2, 1,